Donald Trump believes that the aggressive stance of Beijing against India and other countries in the region confirms the true nature of a Chinese Communist Party. Against the backdrop of the standoff between India and China in eastern Ladakh, the White House press secretary Kayleigh McEnany has now said that the United States was closely monitoring the current situation and supports its peaceful resolution. Addressing her daily briefing, McEnany said, and I quote, "The president said that China's aggressive stance along the Indo-China border fits the larger pattern of Chinese aggression in other parts of the world," unquote. So now you have US once again calling out China, talking about the true nature of Chinese Communist Party as far as the Indo-China standoff in Ladakh is concerned. And US saying that China's true nature is now out in the open. This is McEnany, the White House press secretary, who has made this statement. All right, I believe we're being joined by Niranjan is joining us. Niranjan is joining us on the phone line. Niranjan, not the first time that US has called out China for the kind of aggression that it has shown at the LAC as far as, the standoff between Indian and Chinese troops are concerned, but yet another strong message sent out by US.
Well, that's correct. In fact, there have been a series of, statements that have been made by the US vis-a-vis China and India in the last few days. The latest statement from the White House has said that this is the true nature of the Chinese. They have noted the Chinese aggression, while also saying that the aggressive stance taken against India by China and also against other countries confirms the true nature of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, the White House secretary speaking to the media has said that according to Donald Trump, the aggressive stance of Beijing against India and other countries confirms the true nature of the Chinese Communist Party. Against the backdrop of the standoff between Indian and Chinese troops, the U.S. has said that they are closely monitoring the situation and they support a peaceful resolution. The Chinese, of course, this is following what happened in Ladakh and at the Galwan Valley, where they're also talking about the India and China conflict while talking about monitoring the White House and how it's monitoring the situation. Washington saying that President Donald Trump is personally also keeping a close watch on the developments, while adding that China's aggressive stance along the India-China border fits the larger pattern of Chinese aggression and other parts of the world, and that these actions only confirmed the true nature of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, these are some of the statements that have been made in the last few hours, and I'm just picking up those those details. Earlier, even during a congressional hearing, U.S. lawmakers expressed concern over the aggressive Chinese actions along the line of actual control. In fact, several congressmen have made statements. For example, there's Adam Schiff, who's the chairman of the House Select Intelligence Committee, who said that during the past month, China had engaged in deadly clashes along the line of actual control, resulting in tragic deaths of a dozen Indian soldiers and an unknown Chinese death toll as well. So if you look at the kind of responses that are coming in, I think across the world, most countries except for rogue nations like Pakistan and now, of course, Nepal is also acting rogue with the entire map issue, except for a handful of countries that are backing China, which may be in the single digits. The entire world coming together to, one, note China's aggression, two, slam the attempts by China, not just at the line of actual control, but in world territories, sort of trying to usurp territories, be it maritime or land, whether it's boundary issues, coming together to condemn China. Yesterday we saw that over 20 countries came together to question China at the United Nations over the Uyghur Muslims issue. So I think there's a global alliance building against China, and India is right in the middle of it, leading the alliance.
Absolutely. And how US has been very active in monitoring what is exactly taking place as far as the LAC standoff is concerned. We'll leave it at that, Niranjan. We'll keep picking up more.